The appetizer is made at the Ritz-Carlton, Naples, in Florida. Marc Guizol, chef at the dining room, does crab spring rolls. Note that he pan-fries rather than deep-fries the rolls. Then Kerry Simon at Prime in Las Vegas Bellagio Hotel presents roasted wild striped bass served with fingerling potatoes and ratatouille timbale. Then from Remi in New York City, Francesco Antonucci prepares a star dessert in Italian cuisine. It's the marsala-flavored custard called Zabaglione. In 1998, the Ritz-Carlton Naples won a coveted Ivy Award from Restaurants and Institutions magazine. The award encompasses all of an operation, but French-born Marc Guizol's cuisine at the fancy dining room was cited as leaving a lingering impression. He offers crab spring rolls with coconut dressing.
Regional stone crab for the spring roll. As you can see, those are the claws were picked through nets. Actually, were done in front of the hotel and also all around Naples and all around the beaches. The season starts on the 15th of October and ends on the 15th of May. It's a special regulation. The fishermen don't kill the crab, actually just remove the claws and put the crab alive back into the water. So for the next following year, one new set of claws will be grown. And that's how the market of stone crab became and still alive, actually. So one way to crack it, one of the easiest ways by using a spoon and just cracking like this, both ways normally. After, you can just take stone crab apart. That's it. Actually, to that part, that could be for presentation. Some people like, up, can just break. Yes, actually those ones are cooked. Two ways, you can either steam them or also poach them. It depends the preference of the consumer actually, or the demand. Okay. So you get actually 2 or 3 ways. Some people like to remove, if I can show you, the all bones, actually like this. The all bones, you can leave just the part of the tip. You can do it for, it can be served with all range of different sauces, but today it will be served in a spring roll. So we keep the meat separated. Actually, and we do it like this. We also need pineapple for the garnish. We do a chutney with pineapple. Okay. For the chutney, we use diced pineapple and also star anise, as you can see. We can also use cinnamon stick and honey and a little bit of rice vinegar. Low heat for again in between 10 and 15 minutes. So we just mix it slowly and we are going to leave it like this. Just cover. For the crab meat, as we showed earlier, we're going to just take apart this and make sure that we remove bones inside. It's always a bit hard. Okay. We like to remove the top part also, because it will be chewy in a way and also rubbery. So that doesn't bring any really taste into it, so we prefer to remove it actually. So that's actually the crab meat. Okay. That's actually our crab meat, and we're going just to chop it up like this. Earlier we just made sure that we don't find any type of bones or any type of leftover pieces from the shell or anything can be very hard to eat, to chew, or even to digest actually.
The sauce is begun by juicing diced onion.
All the juice from the onion and also the bitterness that they contain. That will allow us to have a sauce with a light taste of onion on the back, actually, and not something will be very, as we said, bitter or strong. The onions turn to be not only by the smell but by the taste very effective in a way. Okay? So we just pour the onions back inside. We also have our cup of coconut milk. We just put it inside.
Next is rice wine vinegar.
Normally we like to, for the same amount, we'll have to give, I will say, the spoon and a half of vinegar. Even if we use coconut milk who's unsweetened, actually, it's very important to always season. Salt give a balance in bringing taste out of food, and it's very important for the rest of the recipes and to make sure that the right amount and the right level is achieved each time. We are going to blend once again.
The chef paints spring roll wrappers with clarified butter.
We can add quite a big amount of clarified, because after, through the way of cooking, the butter will actually dissolve and go out of the dough. We got two ways of cooking it. One is deep fried and the other one it will be pan fried. We prefer to serve it pan fried for the reason of the fat content, and also by being allowed to achieve the same crispiness, the fat content, it's one of the issues of the dish. So we are just going to do it pan fried. Okay. We're using 1 spoon of mayonnaise to mix on the crab. Once again, the seasoning. Actually, for serving, we serve 2 spring rolls per person. So one way to be able to do it is by being just rolling the first third of it, and after by just putting the side back through the middle, and once again.
The rolls are browned in olive oil.
We can turn, because they're a bit round, sometimes they're difficult to stay. So we just use by a simple pressure to be able to keep it on the side chosen.
Presentation begins with the cooked pineapple mixture.
Should also been cooled down. The contrast on the dish also is the heat from the spring roll and the crispiness with the cold of the sauce and actually the punch of the chutney. That's what we're looking for. I like to put the dressing, the coconut dressing, a bit earlier. Just very simply around. Any shape can be done. Okay. Special type of cilantro is called micro cilantro. So it's a very, it's the first stage of cilantro before they grow too big. The farmer like to cut it. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's that's actually our spring roll of crab, regional stone crab with coconut dressing.
Kerry Simon got into cooking initially so he could buy a guitar and play rock and roll. Fortunately for fine dining, if not music, he began a food career. After graduating from the CIA, he worked at La Côte Basque, Lutèce, and Lafayette in New York. Now from Prime in Las Vegas, he cooks wild striped bass. The vegetables in the ratatouille include sliced eggplant along with zucchini and yellow squash drizzled with olive oil and a slice of red onion. All these vegetables are grilled. Meanwhile, 2 bell peppers are roasted over an open burner.
You turn the peppers, and you want to end up with that. We cut them into pieces about that size. Zucchini is, as you see, it's left long. I'm going to start the fish. Season it. This is the wild striped bass.
The fish is seared in olive oil. The chef now combines oven-dried Roma tomatoes with the grilled onion slice. The bass is turned and finished in a 500-degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes.
Flip the bass, and I put it into the oven. Put a little olive oil down. And now we start to do the layer of this dish. First I put eggplant down. And I put a little bit of the mixture. The peppers. Some basil. A little more. Opal basil.
The stacked ratatouille is warmed in a 500-degree oven. Boiled fingerling potato slices are served with the bass.
If you get another spoon, great. Thanks. So we roast them with the bass.
The pan goes back into the oven until the fish is done.
Okay. Now we take the fish out of the oven, and you can tell when it's done by the firmness of it. Pretty much. This one a little soft right there, but it's pretty firm all around.
The fish is removed and the potatoes are finished on the stove, leading to presentation.
And I carefully transfer it.
The pan with the potatoes is deglazed with balsamic vinegar.
You just smell that balsamic, it's awesome. The potatoes. Transfer the bass back. And I have some chive oil that we use here at the restaurant that I just run around for a look. And basil leaf to finish it up.
Obviously not succumbing to understatement, an Italian food writer once called Remi in New York the best Italian restaurant in the United States. At taping time, the chef co-owner was Venetian-born Francesco Antonucci. His philosophy of simple ingredients is shown with Zabaglione Sera Venezia.
And now we're going to do the Zabaglione Sera Venezia. It's one of the most classic recipe from Remi restaurant. And to do this recipe, we need a mold, make like a star, which is matched together with the dish with our stars. We just use the red yolk for this recipe. We add the sugar. And the Marsala wine. We mix all together.
The bowl and yolk mixture is moved over simmering water.
To cook the Zabaglione in the bain-marie. Now, it's very important for the water in the bain-marie doesn't have to boil, but you have to be close to boil. So to give them the consistency to the cream. Okay, now we are finished. You can tell because the consistency of the Zabaglione. What we do is put the Zabaglione in the dish. We take the dish and we keep in the refrigerator for 15 minutes. Okay, now after 15 minutes, we take out the mold, and this is the cold Zabaglione. Now we have the strawberry. We use some cherry. A sauce from the cherry. We had one vanilla ice cream on top. We clean the dish. And we gratinate in salamander for less than 1 minute. The Zabaglione now is ready, and we finish with some mint.